Gamebanana is a massive mod hosting website for games from Smash Bros. To CSGO to Friday Night Funkin'. They also have another website called checkpoint.cc in which people can create their own commission pages and sell their skills to make mods for people who are willing to pay. Unfortunately, it seems like their moderation team is very incompetent and takes no action unless they're being blasted by Twitter. It took them several posts to have them remove mods with Nazi imagery, groomers, and to uphold their own policies. To understand the situation we'll be scrutinizing the Gamebanana page for, let me explain the situation of DemonSlayerX8. DemonSlayerX8 was a Smash modder who modded Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. He made model imports from very high-priced commissions that would blow up in popularity, giving mod YouTube channels thousands of views. He would import assets from other games and convert them for Smash. He made a considerable amount of money from it as he had a Patreon and frequent commissions. He would import models like Shaggy, Master Chief, and even my friend's model of Desmond Amofa, aka Erika. He is currently banned from Gamebanana. Now, why would he be banned from a website in which he generates thousands of views? Well, he was, and he wasn't. See, in September of 2021, an anonymous source informed us of a potential predator in the modding community. This information was all sent to local authorities prior to us even receiving this information, which, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, is the proper protocol. The victim accuses DSX8 of being a child predator. The accusations are that DSX8 was friends with this victim for nearly 10 years, and that prior to her being 18, he would ask for nude photos, to video chat, and even bribe her with money. The victim then told their friend and proceeded to create a Charango account to see DSX8 on the website he allegedly used to groom the child. The source pretended to be a 15-year-old girl, and shortly after, DSX contacted the decoy account. By making my own decoy on the website, I was able to confirm that the account did exist. His bio stated he was 19 years old, had him ask for all of his social medias that we knew he had, his actual birthday, and a picture of him. The reason I know that this is him is because he was a big meme within the Smash modding community, with people doxing him as he had never put any effort into concealing his real identity. A modder even made a mod of his real identity and used him as an example in school about the dangers of online safety and keeping your information private. His previous Facebook had his name, job, and city readily available from one simple Google search, which he finally decided to make private. Anyways, back to the point. The decoy was contacted by DSX and he started talking to them for about a week and a half. He was very sexual with who he thought was a 15-year-old girl. He would even try to bribe them on Discord with a $5 eShop gift card. The following messages are graphic and really cringy, but that cringe proves even more that this is probably DSX. He types with mannerisms that he would be seen talking with in the modding Discord, and the use of his emoticons like XD and the general sentence structure is very in character for him. He talks about meeting her in real life to do naughty things and wants to know if she's done sexual acts without explicitly stating it. But then he just goes to the deep end and straight up says this to a 15-year-old. After the other moderators and I verified this information, he was banned from our Discord. We made our findings public. Almost everyone was instantly disgusted by this information. Rightfully, everyone denounced him for his alleged actions. Soon after, DSX privated his Twitter account. For a couple hours, the community reflected on what they were informed about. Then, out of left field, DSX8 unprivated and confessed to his actions on Twitter. He said he would take time off to reflect on his actions, but immediately ruined it by uploading his newest mod underneath it. See, DSX8 does not really seem to feel remorseful for what he did, but for being caught. He leaked his own DMs with the Gamebanana admin Tom. An inside man from DSX's Discord showed us that DSX was just posting these in his chat. He also put the decoy to blame as if a supposed 15-year-old would be responsible for being groomed. Tom did not seem to want him to leave for good. You see, Gamebanana runs off ads, and DSX brings thousands of views to their website. So an incentive could be for him to return so they could continue getting more views. While that's not the primary reason, as we will find out, it feels like that's an alternative slimy motive. Tom was friends with DSX8, and with anyone finding out their friend's a predator, they would take it really hard. But this is downright unacceptable. Tom suggested that he come back after reflecting on his actions under an alias. This is just straight up not allowed in their terms of service, as also get you banned when they check your IP, and just ban all accounts associated with that. He even mentions another pedophile that was banned from Gamebanana to justify his point. Mizumi was a big Pokemon and Smash modder who made a ton of tutorial videos that almost everyone in the community watched. When there was a mass flux of Poketubers being exposed, a 14-year-old victim alleged that Mizumi pressured her into sending him nude photographs of herself over Skype. This was also when he knew the victim was in a relationship with one of Mizumi's friends, which would do an incredible amount of psychological damage to a child in that situation. After the community ran him out, he started having his mods uploaded when Sword and Shield came out under his friend's Gamebanana account. He was in the credits for the actual mods, but the friend only published them for him. During the July 2020 Smash movement, talking about how unsafe the general competitive smashing was for its members, especially women and children, at the time I was only a regular user, not a moderator. The admin quickly informed higher-ups at Gamebanana about the situation. Obviously, to save face, they removed the mods. Now, I'm not saying the entire staff is people who allow predators on their site. Maybe it was someone in the lower rank who took care of the situation. But Tom using Mizumi's situation, meaning he knew what he did, to justify the return of another predator, is just downright unacceptable. Now, earlier, I did mention that the whistleblower did report all the information to the police. Unfortunately, that led to nothing. Seeing as the person made their own decoy account, it could have interfered with legal processes. Unfortunately, with stuff like this, when people do their own Chris Hansen-style investigation, the evidence is unusable for law officials. All those YouTube vigilantes only publicly call out predators, but no actual arrests or investigations happen. Another quick note, DSX8 has tried to continue to publicly promote his mods through Patreon Coffee. Fortunately, his Patreon was removed as seen here, but his Ko-Fi does seem to still exist. He still tries to make his work available, and he thinks making it out will just make everything fly under the radar, but just to be clear, we do not want him back. Ever. Okay, so what does this have to do with Gamebanana? As previously mentioned, the admin of Gamebanana was okay with all of this until the day I was writing the script. We went out with this information on Twitter, and Tom made a public response. He said that there will be absolutely no way they will allow DSX on the website, even with an alt account. So what happened? Well, this did happen in September of 2021, and it's currently May 2022, so we clearly had a ton of time to reflect on it. Well, as seen by the response in the Gamebanana Discord, he has taken the right step of admitting he was wrong for trying to have him come back, but also states that he had to reflect on it today. So if we never went public with the information, would he just let it slide? He also tries to start to shift the blame. He admits he messed up, but then proceeds to call out Discord for allowing this server to be up. Now, a lot of people know Discord has a predator problem, but instead of pointing a finger, I think he should say, in addition to his mess-ups, we as a community should report this to Discord. It really feels like he's trying to damage control very poorly right now. Now, I started this video a few weeks ago, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to get this out in a timely manner. Luckily, Gamebanana has set new regulations to prevent matters like this from happening again. This was going to go more into detail about Gamebanana's problems as a whole, like the King of Fighters page moderator accepting a Nazi mod, with that individual having a very shady history, but I would just like to get this information out about DSX8. Gamebanana is trying to do better, and we as a community need to make sure it stays that way. If I had more time, I really wish I could redo all of this so I could just talk about solely DSX8, but I have a full-time job, so I don't really have much time to edit. I just hope this video is informative about the dangers of people like DSX8. With all that, thank you for watching.